Hey y'all, this is Miss Smith coming to talk to you about periods in case you need a little reminder or maybe you need some extra help. Alright, we gave you a little hint and we remember periods, if we read a sentence from left to the right, there's always a period at the end. Alright, so our periods run horizontally on our periodic table of elements. There are 7 periods, so when we did our brain dump, I had you go put a period next to each one of them along the side. Right, there are 7 periods on our periodic table of elements. All right, periods run from left to right, so if I highlight some in period 1, I notice that there's only 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. All right, as I move down in my periodic table of elements, all of these elements are in period 2. And if I keep moving down, all of these are in period 3. All right, so periods run from left to right. We also said periods tell us something special about elements. They tell us the number of rings. So when we did our brain dump, I had you go put a ring around the 1 because all the elements in period 1 only have 1 ring in their atom. All right, then I went to period 2. All of these guys have 2 rings in their atoms. So all of the ones in period 2 have 2 rings. All right, and then the same thing for 3. I had made you go do 3 rings because all of those guys in that period have 3 rings as well. All right, another thing about periods is that my atomic number and atomic mass increase from left to right. So if I start at number 1 and I go from left to right, I see hydrogen has an atomic number of 1 and a mass of 1. And if I keep moving from left to right, I see helium has 2 and an atomic mass of 4. So my atomic numbers and atomic masses keep increasing from left to right. So if I go to period 2 right here, which has 2 rings, I see lithium has an atomic number of 3, and if I keep moving, beryllium has 4, boron has atomic number of 5, 6. So our periodic table of elements is organized in this way. And then last thing, rings. Rings can also be called multiple things. They could also be called orbitals, they could also be called energy levels, or they could also be called shells. So remember that you could see these other synonyms for rings and don't let them get you confused.